Hi guys, so I'm just gonna go over the importance on malpractice insurance and my thoughts on my malpractice insurance. So before I started this NP program, I already knew the importance about malpractice insurance because during nursing school, one of our teachers would go up and she would go to court and testify whether the nurse was competent or incompetent. So she would always go over the importance of it with us and also on documentation. Um, and she's like, even the slightest incident that maybe you don't think it's a big deal, she's like, write it down because you just never know. So she would sit there and um, go over like little key pieces with us, which I really appreciated because she was she was really knowledgeable in this, and I felt like she was really trying to guide us in the right direction. So that's kind of how I feel like this nurse practitioner program has been doing for us. There's I'll get into that part later, but yeah, I really think this has been guiding us in the way of why it's so important. So when I started reading on it, it just brought back kind of everything, why it's so important to document, have your own back. You think the job is gonna cover you, but they're not. They're gonna cover themselves because that's really what they're worried about. So you want someone who's gonna testify and go against court for you and to benefit you as an individual. Um, you just never know. It's kind of like car insurance. It's not saying you're gonna get in a car accident, but if you do, you are covered. Um, it's also important to know what kind of insurance you're gonna get. Are you covered no matter what? Are you covered only in certain time frames? Um, if you stop the insurance because now you're retired, will they still cover you during that timing? So I really looked into all the insurances. The one I ended up going with was NSO. You can always add a little bit more, or you stay at a certain um, a certain coverage that they give. They have like the average coverage, and then you can always add a little bit more. Some call it the tail, and then you just add a little bit more to that. Um, I find it very important. I'm not working right now, but I am volunteering at the Red Cross. So I called my insurance company, the NSO, and I told them my situation. I ended up paying $229 for the year, and I don't think it's bad because if someone were to sue me while I'm volunteering, I have my own insurance that would cover me. They do lower the price if they know that you're not working and um, you're volunteering. So you just let them know your situation and you let them know that you're a student still. When I was just working, I was paying $38 or 30 something around there. So it wasn't anything. It wasn't a crazy number that you're paying for insurance. I'd rather pay $30, $40 a year than in case if I end up getting sued and I now have to pay for everything out of pocket. You don't want to already go through all this stressors and now not have the right amount of money for a good lawyer or just someone to help you as an individual because like I said before, the hospital might not end up uh, doing what's best in interest for you. Um, so I started asking other nurses because I'm in Italy. So I was asking other nurses in the clinic, and I was wondering what kind of insurances they had, and most of them told me they were not covered. And I was just like, "What do you mean you're not covered? Why would you not get covered?" Um, at first, NSO was a little skeptical because I told them I was in Italy. Then I explained to them my situation. I was like, "Do you not cover military personnel?" And they're like, "Oh, my bad." And they ended up fixing it for me. But a lot of the nurses there did not have coverage. Two of them ended up going and getting coverage after I told them about the importance of insurance. And yeah, I can't emphasize more to end up getting insurance. It's not saying you're gonna get sued, but if you do get sued, you have your own back. I want my family to be covered in case if anything happens to me, or um, if someone just wants to do something against me, just because you just never know. It doesn't mean necessarily I'm gonna end up, the process is gonna go through, because also lawyers want to look for a good case. So it's not like anyone's just gonna get sued. They go specifically for a good case, but you just never know if it's you or if you accidentally miss some documentation. So yeah, get insurance.